Okay, hello, my name is Ashley and I'm just starting my second year PhD at Loughborough University, and the title of my PhD is Heating Controls and the Influences on Householders' Space Heating Behaviours, Do Old Habits Die Hard? So to give you a bit of kind of context and background towards my research, obviously it's been mentioned previously in many of the talks about the deadlines, the targets that we have set for 2050 regarding our emissions, and obviously that means that all the sectors need to start reducing their energy use and improving their energy efficiency and reducing their emissions. This includes the residential sector. So if we look at projections of what the residential sector is going to look like in 2050, currently, well, 2/3 would be actually currently existing dwellings. We actually have an average EPC rating of E at the moment, so obviously vast improvements are needed. To do this, the government's launched the Green Deal and the Eco Schemes, which are to basically help improve the energy efficiency of current properties. And if we look at the actual energy consumption within domestic properties at the moment, we can see that the highest percentage of energy use comes from space heating. And the Green Deal lists various measures which actually cover heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. And one of these is basically installing new heating controls. Therefore, it's essential that we actually understand how much potential heating controls can actually have in saving energy and whether or not they are beneficial to the Green Deal. So the main aim of my PhD is actually to look at space heating behaviours within households and how these evolve with the introduction of new control technologies, and basically whether or not these new controls will actually help reduce the energy use within these households. So this involves kind of understanding what the household's current heating practices are before they get these new heating controls, and obviously how they adapt to these being put in place. So my PhD is actually part of a larger scale project called de facto, which stands for Digital Energy Feedback and Control Technology Optimisation. So the houses that I'm going to be studying as part of my PhD are the 15 households that will be used as a pilot study for de facto, which de facto is basically going to be looking at installing 3 different control technologies within about 600 homes. This ranges from a simple digital thermostat to an in-home display with feedback, and to what Arish was mentioning earlier about a system that can basically be zonal control using digital TRVs. So to actually get the data that I need to reach my aim, I'm kind of using a mixed method, so it'll be qualitative methods and quantitative measurements. However, it'll be more focused on the actual qualitative work. And this will be through various interviews with the householders. So there'll be an initial interview before they get these new controls put in place, which will be a way of getting what kind of habits the householders currently have with their heating systems. They'll also then be asked to take part with a weekly energy diary following the actual installation of the controls, which would basically just kind of give us an indication of why they're actually using the controls at that point. Is it just they're learning how to use it, or is it that they're kind of trying to get what the setting would have been for their previous system? And then there'll also be a whole house activity, which basically I'm wanting to get all the members of the household together to give them a kind of interactive activity where we'll get to find out more about how they actually use the space in the home. Why is it heated in a certain way? Is there tensions within the household as to what the heating's at and who controls the heating ultimately? And basically to back up the qualitative work, I'll also have quantitative measurements, which will include energy consumption, indoor temperatures. So we'll have indoor temperatures before they get these new controls, which will then also be able to look at what the temperatures were in the houses after they get the new controls. Do they actually reduce the temperature in the house, or do they actually having more control and being able to access their heating system using a mobile phone actually mean that they either use it more often or they put higher temperatures? And yeah, that's me. So thank you.